Thank you for your exceptional hospitality here in Nicosia, dear friend. Thank you for the warm welcome and an open conversation dedicated to what matters the most today. And this is indeed peace and cooperation. And in times of great challenges, such as those we are witnessing today, the thing that matters the most is having sincere, reliable friends. And this is what Cyprus is for Montenegro. Montenegro and Cyprus ground their relations not only on formalities, but on the conviction that also small states can have a strong voice when they adhere to clear principles and consistent policies. And although we are small, we are well aware of the values of peace, stability, and freedom. We are well aware of how important it is to preserve state dignity and enable people to lead better, safer, and more peaceful lives. And that is why I believe that our friendship can become even stronger. We want more cooperation with Cyprus. We want more investment and more joint projects that will deliver more tangible improvements in living standards of our citizens. Today, Cyprus is already positioned as one of the most distinguished investors in Montenegro, and I'm confident that what comes ahead is a period of an increased connectivity in the fields of tourism, energy, infrastructure, logistics, and services. We want to connect our business communities, our students, our universities, and our people, because when people connect, ultimately lasting friendships between nations are built. It is therefore equally important that we are developing our relations through education, science, culture, maritime affairs, and interior affairs. And this broad spectrum of areas of cooperation confirms that we are advancing and directing our bilateral ties towards a serious and long-term European partnership. All our meetings, dear Nico, over the past 2 years attest to this, reconfirming our political proximity and quality of the relations we share. Relations grounded on trust, open and constructive dialogue, advice, and a shared outlook on the future, especially important in times when Europe is going through important historical processes. And for Montenegro, this is really a historical moment. Today we stand at perhaps the most important moment of our modern history, in the year when we celebrate 20 years since we have regained our independence, and when we are closer to European Union than ever before. This is the result of years of work, dedications, difficult decisions, and the belief that this country, our country Montenegro, deserves its right place in the European family, not because of privileges it brings, but because of the progress that we have achieved and the values that we share. European Union for us is neither an administrative goal nor a bureaucratic process. European Union is a choice that Montenegrin people have made based on the values. A choice for a state in which the law applies equally to everyone, in which institutions function, and in which people live more safely and a more better life. Montenegro therefore faces a year of great decisions, a year in which we want to conclude the negotiations together with your great support and open a new chapter of our full European belonging. And to this extent, let me be very clear, we particularly appreciate your country's support for Montenegro's European path. For us, this is not merely a political support. It is a clear message that we are not alone on this path of big reforms and major decisions. Cyprus understands how demanding perhaps the European path can be, and having itself gone through the very challenges that Montenegro is facing today. That is why it matters to us that we today have a friend, a sincere friend, who sincerely believes that Montenegro's place is in the European family. I would like to especially welcome the launch of the ad hoc working group for the preparation of Montenegro's accession treaty, which took place during your presidency. In this context, I wish to thank you personally, dear Nico, for exceptional support that you have made in this regard. As the President said, we also discussed the wider region of the Western Balkans, and I believe that we both agree that the success story of Montenegro's accession would be a very important message to everybody else in the region that the enlargement is alive and that there is a light at the end of the tunnel. And that is precisely why the EU Western Balkans Summit, to be held for the first time in Montenegro on the 5th of June, will be of special significance. Montenegro will not merely be a place where European leaders gather, it will be a clear message that the Western Balkans is part of Europe and that Montenegro leads the way. And I'm very happy that you will be coming, hopefully on the 4th, to be with us also to celebrate 20 years since we have regained our independence. Ladies and gentlemen, at the end, today more than ever, Europe must stay committed to its core principles, including the principle that small states have the right of a nicer and better future. And that success is not measured by the size of a territory, but by the strength of institutions and the quality of reforms that are being performed, and that belonging to Europe is indeed a matter of values. Nikos mentioned that Montenegro has been fully aligning its foreign security policy with the one of the EU, and this is something that we have been doing now for more than 15 years, despite the fact that we are not yet the member of the European Union. And I think that that speaks already a lot. So Montenegro believes in such a Europe of solidarity, peace, and equal opportunities. And so I wish to say something at the end that is both personal and political. The European dream of Montenegro is no longer a distant idea today. It has its part, its plan, and the real possibility of becoming a clear reality. But most importantly, it has the faith and support of Montenegrin citizens. The faith that we belong to Europe, the faith that we can be a successful European story, and the conviction that the generations to come will live in a stable, developed, and fully European Montenegro. And we would not be able to achieve this dream without some of the biggest friends like Cyprus is. So long live the friendship between Cyprus and Montenegro. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, man.